Hey, welcome back, Rankers. So, I'd recorded the show yesterday afternoon, and there it is over here at YouTube, uploaded it last night, and then Paul Wallbank, annoyingly so, just posted this link called Digital Ready, which is a new initiative paid for by taxpayers' dollars, and it's all about getting your business digital ready. And yesterday's show that I recorded was all about reviewing a site for SEO purposes, and I thought, well, why don't we just review this one? Now, apologies to anyone involved in this site and the Australian Communications Consumer Action Network, who is behind it. The whole thing is actually been, as I say, federal government money has been thrown at this exciting new training opportunity. So apologies to anybody who's involved in this site, but I'm about to do a hatchet job on it, basically, for SEO purposes. I know that, when you do one of these reviews, there's lots of people behind the scenes, and the reason it's ended up at this point is because of all these decisions that have been made along the way. So, not judging any of that at all. I just want to show you what basically not to do. So I wrote this post last night, and I've just gone through these points, and I'll publish this one in a second. But basically, the first thing you got to do when you're launching a new site, brand new domain name, all those sorts of things, is choose the right CMS if you want to get ranked. Now, if you don't want to get ranked for anything, I would suggest choosing Joomla as your CMS, which is what digitalready.org.au have actually done. When I googled the main domain, Digital Ready, last night, I couldn't actually find the site, and it's not ranking. Well, it wasn't ranking last night, so let's just see if it's ranking this morning. Now, if you're not ranking for your own domain name, that's a little disturbing. You've got a problem. So we've got digitalready.gov.au. We've got a press release, a story in there from ZDNet. There is readyfordigital.com.au, Tasmanian Government, Human Services, Australian Antennas. Anyway, digitalready.org.au is not there, and we're going to go through why it's not there, but it has actually been indexed, so Google has found it. So when I go and do site digitalready.org.au, we do have 286 results there. Now, as it turns out, those 286 results are probably 3 times too much content that has been indexed, and there's a reason for that. The first reason here is that you can see that we've got HTTPS, and I know we've all been talking about HTTPS lately, and how Google now considers a ranking signal and what a good thing it is to have HTTPS. However, if you look down a little bit further, we've got pages here without HTTPS, and what we can see is going on here is that the site is available at both HTTPS and at HTTP, and that means you've got the site duplicated. Basically, you've got 2 versions of the site. Similarly, if we go and have a look at, and I'll just bring up this trusty dusty curl, and we go www.digitalready.org.au, we can see we get a 200 OK. So that's saying, hey, yeah, no problem. www.digitalready.org.au. Great. Then you go the same again, but without the WWs. And it's also 200 OK. So now we've got 4 versions of the site, basically. We've got HTTP, we've got HTTPS, we've got HTTPS www, and we've got HTTP www. So 4 versions of the site. So once, straight up, you've duplicated your site 4 times. That's a major issue. That's a big quality issue. It's a noise issue. Google isn't going to want to send its users to you because your site is already confusing as hell. Now, the site, as you may have guessed, is about getting businesses digital ready. I don't know how much I trust the information on the site. When I read the information about SEO, I've got 1, 2, 3-4 pages there, and certainly none of the things I've just pointed out have been mentioned in that section about SEO, about getting those things right. They're basically saying get your keywords in there. So I went and had a look at the keywords, and I thought, well, I'll look at, oh, by the way, this is Joomla versus WordPress. So the red line is WordPress, the blue line is Joomla. So this is people searching for those CMSs. So you can see right there, in around 2009, 2010, bang, it was the decline of Joomla and the rise of WordPress. But if I then go and have a look at the word, say, just digital, I find something interesting, nothing related to this site, but I didn't realise you can see here these spikes for the word digital in Australia, and it always happens around Christmas. Up until recent times, in the last 2 years, well, in the last 18 months really, we haven't had that spike around Christmas for digital, which is interesting because that's a spike for digital cameras. So I'm assuming the digital camera industry has slowed its sales a bit as there's been take up of smartphones, people are interested in buying a digital camera. Thought that was curious. And that's sometimes the sort of stuff you can see from Google Trends that you're not expecting. Anyway, but back to the site. The other thing here is we've launched the site with a bunch of errors. So if I run and this is a simple thing to do, you don't even have to use this piece of software. You can use, there's heaps of different pieces of software out there you can use. On the WW version of the site, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 articles not found. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories not found. On the without the W's, we've also got a bunch of 500 errors, which are server errors. So this site's launched with, I reckon, about at least 10% of broken links, which once again is a quality issue. It's sending a signal to Google to say, hey, this site's really low quality because we've got all these broken links, and also we've replicated the whole site at a number of different URLs. So I'm going to have a look at that. Don't launch with errors. Oh yeah, don't duplicate your homepage. So basically they've duplicated the whole homepage. So if I have a look at the titles here, try that again, and we have a look at this here. You can see, well, we've got the homepage replicated. We've got different pages internally that have been duplicated, and this is in addition to the www and the HTTPS. But the homepage is duplicated, and that's a bit of a feature of Joomla. Unfortunately, it can do that. You can see here we've got all these pages that have been duplicated. There's a whole bunch of duplication on that site. So certainly don't duplicate your homepage. Don't replicate the site www. Don't copy. Make sure you create original content. Just a random search of some of the content on the site shows that it is basically it's been copied from the parent site, which is acan.org.au. And if I go and have a look, let's just go and have a look at this page here. Checklist for site design, digital ready. So, I mean, I'm not going to get into the quality of the content here. That's for other people to do. I'm just looking at this from an SEO perspective because I just find it fascinating that we're paying taxpayers' money on something purportedly designed to help business get digital ready, and I'll see there's ACAN right there. So that little bit of copy that I've copied off the digitalready.org.au site basically has just been taken off acan.org.au. So it looks like a lot of the content that's on this new site is just basically being copied off the old site. So what does Google want to? Why should Google rank the new site? Why wouldn't it just rank the site that it already knew about, that already had the content going? So that's why you should always use original content. Don't replicate. And look, they're the main things. I haven't even got into the actual on-page stuff, but certainly, you know, when you have a look at the page titles, you can see there, as we've said before, you know, having Part 6 business continuity planning. You don't want Part 6 at the start of your page title. Part 6 is not a keyword that you want to rank for. Business continuity planning probably is. So you want that first, and you want Part 6 second. If you look at the H1s that that are on the page. Oh, by the way, lots of empty meta descriptions, which in of itself isn't a bad idea. It's okay to have empty meta descriptions. However, having a H1 on every page that is digital ready, digital ready, digital ready, digital ready, digital ready, that's kind of spammy. And certainly the H1s aren't having any effect there whatsoever. So yeah, don't do that. So there's a heap of stuff we can learn from this site. There's a heap of stuff you can do that don't be doing. I would suggest keeping an eye on Smart Company this week and I know there's a couple of other people writing a story about this site to see some of the other things that maybe could have been done better with this site. And I don't like doing a hatchet job on sites because I know people put a lot of work into it, but when it's taxpayers funded, I consider it fair game, really. And that's it for this week's show. We'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.